Jasmine will answer this one first. Describe one conversation with small business owner, farmer, rancher, or worker that shaped your economic platform.
I guess I spoke too soon on my last one, so I apologize, but that was going to be, that would have been a perfect one for that one. But I think that I've spoken to a lot of business owners who are afraid that they cannot keep their doors open because of their electrical bills. They're not being regulated. The corporations are over here, they're taking away, and they're also not being transparent about where the money's going. So with that being said, and they're not able to keep their doors open due to the fact that it's just our energy bills are increasing by the day. So with that being said, I want to be able to put a cap and make sure that people aren't being taken advantage of, and we can also subsidize businesses to stay open, because we should be shopping local. Local businesses help our communities. That's all I shop at. Even when I'm out on a campaign trail, I make sure that I am shopping local and supporting our local businesses, because our community cannot thrive and grow if we don't have those local businesses. So just strengthening those, making sure that we have grants and funding to be able to keep those doors open. And is that something that I have answers to immediately right now? No, because this is a growing issue right now, and it's something that can be built. And it's not going to be built overnight. It's built with help of other people and other senators, other houses, or other congressional members. And I'm willing to work along those lines to make sure that the Oklahomans get to thrive and not survive.
In early July, I had a conversation with a hairdresser named Michelle. She works in Broken Arrow, and we were part of a group that was invited to a listening session, which is hard for politicians, no talking, you just gotta listen. And they brought a group of business people in to tell us as candidates their concerns, the things that were bugging them, the things they wanted us to do. And I thought Michelle was terrific. She has a BS degree in, I think it's science, from Oral Roberts University. She runs her own business, hairdressing salon. She's very articulate. And I decided that she is an economist and a predictor of our economy, because she was telling us what's going on in her hairdressing salon. She said, people used to come in and put fun color in their hair or try something different. But she said, I've noticed a real reluctance to do anything out of the norm, because they're thinking, I might lose my job and I might have to go for a job interview, and so I need to look kind of traditional in order to make sure I don't get rejected. I was in Broken Arrow yesterday, and I called Michelle just to see how are things going, and how's your business going? She said, I'm slightly more optimistic today, although most of my customers are still in the same place, but I did have one lady come in and she put color in her hair. She said, I took that as a good sign that maybe we're getting to the point where people feel a little bit more stable. But what we feel in America, and really throughout the world with the Trump administration, is instability because of reckless behavior. Our allies don't know if they can trust us or not. Just the other day, the president was casting aspersions and complaints about South Korea and saying, I've got a really good relationship with the communist in North Korea. I could just go talk to him. He's worried about Democrats being communists. And here he is buddying up to the North Korean communist, and he's a buddy-buddy with Putin, who's the chief communist. So what we see is we're getting whipsawed, both in economics and in our own hearts and minds. We want stability. And the way to get stability is to get balance back into the Oklahoma State Legislature. I had a couple of friends who were both co-presidents of the Senate back when it was 50-50. Mike Morgan was the Democratic leader, Glenn Coffey was the Republican leader, and I was surprised. They said things worked better because we had to find a way to work together. But when we're lopsided, or when Republicans are ruling the roost, we're not able to get to the issues.
stop you? Serious.